Coming up on City Span, pirates on Broughton Street, bounty or bust, quieting a neighborhood, partnerships at work, and reading at school. Is it going to the dogs? Stay tuned. City Span starts right now. Hello everyone, I'm Margaret Williams.
And I'm Brett Bell.
Welcome to City Span, your source for news and information about Savannah city government.
First up, it's a wrap. Salty Shoals is no more, at least not on Broughton Street. Filming for SpongeBob SquarePants 2 wrapped up last month after a 9-day shoot downtown. And despite some disruptions, city officials and business leaders say Savannah's latest brush with Hollywood was a positive one.
It was up close and personal. For 9 days in October, Savannah and SpongeBob got face-to-face in what was perhaps the largest film shoot footprint in the city's history. Streets closed. Citizens moved onto the sidewalk as time and again the pirate ship bearing star Antonio Banderas sailed down Broughton Street in what will become a seafaring epic adventure right through the heart of this all-American city. And while city and business leaders alike agree that there were wrinkles that needed ironing out, this big-budget Bob-O-Rama will be a great showcase for the city and what it has to offer as a shooting location.
Overall, I'd say the SpongeBob production went incredibly well, much better than I think we initially anticipated. I'd say the experience was an excellent one. Most of the business owners, everyone I've talked to has been very happy. You know, with anything on this size, you know, expectations are going to change as the process, you know, moves along. And I think some of the business owners, you know, may have some lingering concerns about, you know, how it impacted their business, but the locations team on this production, they were all locals, and I think they were very responsive to business owners' needs.
While acknowledging the sober realities of making movies right in the heart of Savannah's business district, Rule Joyner, president of the Downtown Business Association, echoed Hemegren's take on the SpongeBob experience.
Was everything perfect? No, but you know, it's sort of hard to get 130 businesses on the same page within a couple weeks. And I think everybody did about as good a job as they could. Were there some mistakes made? Absolutely. Were there some things that could have been done differently? Yes. But you know, there's always people that win Super Bowls on that Monday after Sunday's over. You know, they talk about what they woulda, shoulda, and coulda done. It's tough to do when you're in the middle of the game.
Thank you. And Hammergren of the Film Office said that it's important to keep a big picture perspective when talking about film in Savannah.
The reason that we let these productions come in to town and, you know, take up space in our city is because it is good for the city. You know, if it wasn't good for the city, we certainly wouldn't welcome them here. But there's you know, we have a very film-friendly community. It supports a lot of jobs and it brings a lot of investment, you know, to the community, and people get really excited about it. You know, the tourism impact that we get from a lot of these films is probably as great, you know, as the spend that they're bringing into town themselves when they come to shoot. So, you know, I can't imagine Savannah without the movies that have shot here in the past that, you know, work their way into our social fabric. So I think that, you know, it's an important part of who we are as a city and as a community.
SpongeBob SquarePants 2 is tentatively scheduled for release sometime in 2015. Reporting for City Span, I'm Jody Jenkins.
Righting a wrong. That's how one Savannah alderman described the latest improvement along Durin Avenue. It's been 40 years since the state came in and turned once quiet Durin into busy Interstate 516. The project increased noise and pollution for the people living in the Tatumville neighborhood. 4 decades later, residents have finally gotten some relief.
City leaders and Tatumville residents gathered last month to celebrate the completion of the Tatumville Sound Wall along Interstate 516. The wall is designed to reduce noise and site pollution from the Durin Avenue I-516 corridor and provide aesthetically pleasing entrance into the Tatumville neighborhood and mid-city Savannah.
We are righting a wrong. When 516 came, it didn't come with the residents in mind. It came with a wider highway, and it came with over 55,000 cars a day. Fumes and noise that really disturbed this community, and they've been crying out for a long, long time.
The Tatumville Sound Barrier Wall was funded using voter-approved special purpose local option sales tax dollars and conceived through the citizen-driven Project Durin process. And according to City Manager Stephanie Cutter, it's a great example of government and the community working together.
This is a beautiful example of community and government coming together to do what is right for the people. It's popular today to talk about what is going wrong. The Tatumville sound barrier wall is what is right.
The sign unveiling event was attended by dozens of Tatumville residents, some of whom have lived in their homes since before I-516 was constructed. The wall is the first visible sign of the improvements planned for the corridor, many of which are designed to more efficiently move traffic, including a connector to White Bluff Road via Hampstead Avenue that will take southbound traffic off the busy highway.
City leaders and residents came together last month to rename a Southside Park for one longtime Windsor Forest neighborhood leader.
What a wonderful day to be here today and honor a great man, someone who is no stranger to this neighborhood, but someone who helped build this neighborhood into a great neighborhood.
The works of Mr. John Henry Murphy for this community is sincerely appreciated, and this is just a small token of what we can do as city government to recognize and honor his legacy.
The name change from Dover Circle Park to John Henry Murphy Park came at the request of the Windsor Forest Area Neighborhood Association. Mr. Murphy was the first neighborhood association president and a tireless worker for the volunteer board, as well as other civic groups throughout Savannah until his death in 2010.
Another park, this one on the city's west side, was recently dedicated as Baker Street Park to honor the memory of residents forced out of their homes as a result of severe flooding in 1991.
So we lost about 40 families. We lost about 40 pieces of infrastructure that was a part of our community. But I submit to you today that although we lost a lot, there are some things we never did lose. And that was the resiliency of the human spirit and the dedication and commitment of a city government that has resolved that we were going to do the right thing.
I'm happy to see this here today. It's a beautiful park, and we will always remember those who were here, and we will always cherish their memories.
Although we don't remember all of the names, and we don't have a list of names to call off, but we want to dedicate the park to them and want the people in West Savannah to know that they are very welcome to use this park, because a lot of people don't know that this is a park for their use.
During the dedication, Alderman Johnson urged anyone with information about the former Baker Street residents to contact Ms. Gloria Edwards of the West Savannah Neighborhood Association. Johnson hopes the name can be recorded in the city's archives for future generations to remember and understand what happened to the Baker Street neighborhood. Coming up on City Span, a familiar face in a new role. Metro Police have a new leader.
And later, it's one step at a time for some Savannah firefighter hopefuls.
Welcome back to City Span. I'm Margaret Williams. In October, Interim Police Chief Julie Tolbert took command of the Metro Police Department. She's been an officer in Savannah for 32 years and is wasting no time in her efforts to move the department forward, creating a more transparent and accountable police force. Metro's Michelle Gavin has more.
When Interim Police Chief Julie Tolbert stepped into the chief's office to take command of the 800-plus member force, she knew it was going to be a tough job. The department is under intense public scrutiny, officer morale is low, the budget is tight. But Chief Tolbert says she is up to the challenge.
I was actually at a point of retirement when this all occurred, but I really do care about what goes on in this community, and that's really the reason why I became a police officer. And So I wanted to stick around. The city manager asked me if I would take on the challenge, and I totally agreed, yes. And I'm really up to the challenge, so, you know, with the good staff that I have working with me, I think we can actually do it and prepare this agency for the new permanent chief coming in.
Since she took command in early October, she has met with almost every officer and employee on the department, attending roll calls and unit meetings, some before the sun comes up.
I think it's extremely important to go into their environment, to let them know that the command staff, and particularly the police chief, do not feel as if we are above them, that we are one of them, that we work side by side with them, that we want to build a teamwork spirit and attitude, and going into the precinct, I think, does that.
Chief Tolbert's message to these officers is the same as her message to the community. She wants the actions of the SCMPD to be transparent, fair, and will hold her officers accountable.
I think it's extremely important that we are very transparent about what we do, not just with the community, but also with the officers. They too feel sometimes as if they're left out, and you want to make them feel like they're truly a part of the team. And so being open and honest with them about what goes on in the agency is very important to their motivation and to their morale, to keep them inspired to do the job that we've tasked them to do.
She also wants her officers to be more accessible to the community. That means getting out of their cars and doing a lot more patrols on bike and on foot. Chief Tolbert puts a lot of emphasis on community-oriented policing.
We need them to help us resolve crime issues in this community. And that consists of everything from the theft of a plant on a porch to a homicide. I mean, someone usually knows who committed a crime, and so we're trying to work our relationship out with the public as one team working together.
She also wants this community to know most of her officers and employees are dedicated civil servants who want more than anything for this community to be safer.
But for the most part, we have really, really good, hard-working officers who sacrifice a lot, sacrifice their own family life for this community. And they really care, as I do, you know, about what goes on in this community, and would not dream of doing anything to discredit their badge or undermine the oath that they have taken.
Chief Tolbert says it's that love for the job and commitment to serving and protecting that will move the department forward. For the Savannah-Chatham Metropolitan Police Department, I'm Michelle Gavin.
Also on the public safety front, more than 100 hopeful firefighter applicants recently took the Candidate Physical Ability Test. Known as CPAT, it's one of the final stages of the application process for those interested in becoming a Savannah firefighter. Mark Keller takes a look at the course obstacles and talks with some of the applicants.
Every challenge begins with that first step. For Savannah firefighter hopefuls, challenging the Candidate Physical Ability Test begins with 180 steps and an extra 75 pounds of weight. The stair climb is just the first test for these firefighter applicants who have reached the final stages of the application process. There are 7 other stages of the timed activity that are designed to push these candidates to their physical boundaries.
It was definitely challenging physically, and mentally it was tough because, you know, having that weight vest on and, you know, going in there, but I like a challenge, you know, and that's why, you know, I was able to push through it because, you know, it's not only physically, but it's a mental challenge as well. And I would say, you know, you cannot underestimate it. It looks simple and easy, but you do have to train for it. It is physically demanding.
The stair climb is perhaps the most difficult portion of CPAT. It looks easy, but the steady 1 step per second drill is deceivingly difficult and washes out many candidates right at the beginning.
Probably the first part, the treadmill. It's a test of endurance. So you're sitting there, you know, and it's a test of the mind because you're sitting there thinking, you know, it's been 3 minutes at least by now, but you know, it's only been like 1 minute. So you're sitting there, you got to keep the mindset. You got to keep going. You got to get it done. And then once you finish that, you know, you got to keep that mindset through the rest of the test.
And while every challenge begins with that first step, this challenge ends with another 100 feet of steps, straight up one of the tallest ladders in the Savannah Fire Fleet. It's not for the faint of heart, and it takes many people right out of their natural element.
You You gotta remember that you're safe. That you're, even if you do slip, even if you do fall, you're taken care of. So you can let those worries go. Focus on actually climbing the ladder and keeping your mindset. Keeping yourself sane while you're up there.
Yeah. The CPAT was designed to test the candidates' endurance and was developed to allow fire departments a means of obtaining pools of applicants who are physically able to perform essential job tasks at fire scenes. Those who pass are one step closer to realizing their dream of becoming a Savannah firefighter.
And I just like what it does for the community, going out, helping, with organizations and doing things, outreach. And, that's something I enjoy, especially, younger kids coming up, because I have a lot of people that, that know what I do. And, they kind of look at you as a positive role model, especially with a job like being a firefighter.
Candidates who complete all phases of the application process are placed on a list of qualified candidates and may then be selected as a firefighter trainee. Trainees enter a rigorous 14-week training program through the Savannah Fire Academy before becoming firefighters.
The Affordable Care Act, commonly referred to as Obamacare, has dominated the news lately. If you're unsure about what it is and what it all means for you, or how to enroll, or if you just need more information about health care in general, there's local help available. Earlier, I had the opportunity to sit down with Dale Carson-Bebo, Executive Director of Chatham County Safety Net, an organization committed to improving health care for the uninsured and underinsured.
Our focus is really to help people get quality health care. We have support from our members, which include the hospitals, the federally qualified health clinics, free clinics, the City of Savannah, the county government, all focused on this effort. So obviously one of the tools that we have this year in order to move toward helping people get insured is the Affordable Care Act. Right. And there are a number of ways that our citizens can find out about the Affordable Care Act, determine if they have any subsidies that can help support lowering premiums and out-of-pocket costs. And you can do that through, first of all, healthcare.gov. Or you can call the government's 1-800 number. So if individuals are having technical problems getting through the website, we are suggesting that they give a call to the 1-800 number, and I'll give that now. And that number is available 24/7. So it's 1-800-318-2596. We also have local enrollers who are certified through both the federal government and the state of Georgia to provide assistance in insurance offerings.
So are those you say local enrollers, so are those people who people can interact with and ask questions and get help? Okay,
absolutely,
great.
because we find out that in spite of 800 numbers and websites, most people want help, and insurance is a challenging topic for people to work through. So we have 2 locations that are certified, as I said, by the federal government and the state in Chatham County, and they are our 2 federally qualified health clinics. One is Curtis V. Cooper, and the other is J.C. Lewis.
Now, there are 2 Curtis V. Cooper clinics, correct? Which one is, they can go to both locations, or which location?
They can go to both, but their primary contact point should be through the Broad Street location. And I'm going to give some numbers relative to that, because what they're asking is they've had a tremendous amount of interest in the Affordable Care Act and the insurance offerings, and they're asking people to give them a call and to make an appointment so that they can spend the time with them going through the offerings from the website and helping them answer questions.
So you can call them, or you can make an appointment and go and actually have someone personally assist you, map you through and navigate you through this website to get you enrolled.
Absolutely.
So go ahead and give us those numbers.
All right, so Curtis V. Cooper is 912-527-1115, and then J.C. Lewis is 912-721-6726.
And they're open Monday through Friday?
They're open Monday through Friday, and they do have some other hours which they're trying to work with people on accommodating appointments. Now, there are a couple things people need to bring to help facilitate that appointment meeting, and that is Social Security cards, birth certificates, or a legal immigrant number, and employer proof of income, and that's for everyone in their family that they want to insure.
Okay.
So they do need to bring those with them.
Okay.
Now, if anybody forgets all this, they can go to our website, chathamcountysafetynet.org. All this information is listed, or they can call the United Way at 211. So we've tried to get this information around town and make it available to individuals.
Each month on CitySpan, we team up with the folks on Bank on Savannah, an initiative of Step Up Savannah, to provide you with easy tips to help you make the most of your money. With more, here's Richard Reeve from the Consumer Credit Counseling Service of Savannah.
Whether you're applying for a mortgage, choosing among credit cards, or using any number of other consumer financial products, there's a new agency in Washington created to advocate and represent you. It's called the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, or CFPB for short. And its mission is to make markets for consumer financial products and services work for Americans. The CFPB was established by Congress in 2010 to protect consumers from unfair, deceptive, and abusive practices by enforcing consumer financial laws. In addition, the Bureau is working to make regulations and guidance as clear and streamlined as possible so providers of consumer financial products and services can follow the rules on their own. The CFPB also writes rules, supervises companies, and enforces federal consumer financial protection laws. One valuable service offered to consumers is the ability to submit complaints online at consumerfinance.gov/complaint. Whether it's about a bank account or a service, or a vehicle or consumer loan, the CFPB wants to hear from you. Just choose the type of complaint you want to submit and follow the on-screen prompts to explain what happened, the desired resolution, your contact information, and product information. Once your complaint is filed, you'll be able to receive email updates and can log in to track the status of your complaint. Another useful tool on the website is Ask CFPB. Previously asked questions have been categorized into various topics like student loans or mortgages. The CFPB answers consumer questions and links the consumer to other agencies that may be able to assist them with their concerns or challenge. Consumers can also access research and policy project documents for free. The CFPB works best when it interacts with the public, learning what financial issues folks are facing. If you or someone you know is combating a financial problem, share that information with the CFPB. With the holidays just around the corner, next month we'll make sure you're hearing jingle bells, not jingle bills. Until then, I'm Richard Reeve, and you can bank on this.
Coming up on CitySpan, Barking for Books. Our four-legged friends help students read.
And later, some hard-earned recognition for being friendly.
Georgians are people on the move, with a wide range of choices on how they get from where they are to where they're going, and all points in between. Just remember, you're sharing your view with others. Be visible, be predictable, and be alert. No matter how you travel, follow traffic laws. Let's get there together, Georgia. A message from the Governor's Office of Highway Safety and Georgia Bikes.
Hey, Mom.
Welcome back to CitySpan. I'm Brett Bell. Students' learning and literacy is going to the dogs in Savannah. Actually, test scores are way up. But a new initiative with our four-legged friends is helping students develop a love for reading. Kurt Hediger from our partners at the school system has more.
There's a program in Savannah Chatham County Public Schools that has gone to the dogs. It's called Barking for Books, and it's having a great impact on student learning and literacy.
Initially, this was called Dog Days at the public library. And, you know, the children could come in on the weekends and they can actually read to therapy dogs.
This is Sadie, an American Bulldog and therapy dog. Her owner works with area schools to visit with students as a way to encourage an interest in reading.
After I retired, I thought this would be a wonderful thing to do, to bring my dog and participate in this program where we could work with kids and have them read to Sadie and gain confidence in their reading and hopefully improve their academic work.
Students at Georgetown K-8 and East Broad Street K-8 are learning how much fun reading can be. Sadie makes for a great companion who is ready to spend time with students and is always ready to listen to a good book.
Because her temperament is so good and she does love people.
Reading out loud is a great way for young students to develop language skills, build on their vocabulary, and it helps to focus the child's attention. Having someone to read your stories to is a great way to bring out the fun of reading and instill a sense of confidence in young students.
We've seen significant growth with our students in their Lexile scores with this program, just having that extra reading intervention.
Educators are dedicated to the development of strong literacy skills, knowing that students who read well will accelerate in all areas of the curriculum, and this therapy dog is making a difference one book at a time.
Thank you.
If you'd like to know more about how to become a volunteer, please reach out to any of our Savannah Chatham Public Schools or call the School District's Office of Communications and Community Engagement at 912-395-5538 or visit us on the web at www.sccpss.com.
We can all do our part to help make Savannah a greener place. That's what the city's Thrive initiative is all about, helping to reduce the city's carbon footprint and promoting an eco-friendly and sustainable community. City of Savannah Sustainability Coordinator Garrison Marr has some tips on making your home more energy efficient.
It's beginning to be the time of the year when drafts in a home can start getting chilly. One way to reduce those drafts is to weatherize your home and stop those air leaks. But how can you tell how leaky your home is and where the biggest air leaks are? One of the best ways to find these air leaks is with a blower door test conducted by a local certified technician. A blower door test creates an artificial vacuum in a home that draws outside air in through leaks in the building envelope. A special computer measures the amount of fan power needed to create a standardized vacuum pressure, which gives an indication of just how leaky the home is. From there, a technician can use a smoke stick or other device to identify areas where the leaks are most pronounced. These areas may be great places to start when weatherizing your home. Many blower door technicians are also home energy rating system raters. Now, HERS raters are able to provide additional information from energy models on your home. They use blower door test results and additional data. It can help you determine how much your energy bills might be reduced by making some simple home improvements. That extra information can help you prioritize improvements that might make the most financial sense. Blower door tests are one more way to find those chilly winter drafts, and one more way to think green, Savannah.
From the Savannah Bells Ferry to the DOT Downtown Shuttle to environmentally friendly hybrid buses, Chatham Area Transit, or CAT, is an important piece of Savannah's transportation plan, providing a variety of options for residents and tourists. CAT's Patricia Hawkins has more.
Hi, I'm Patricia Hawkins with your monthly CAT update. CAT is moving forward with its new bike sharing program, starting with a 9 bike station at our new transit facility located at 610 West Oglethorpe Avenue. A second bike station will be located at Ellis Square. Jesse Fernandez-Gotti, administrator for the program, has more.
Chatham Area Transit is partnering with the City of Savannah to launch a bike sharing program this coming winter. A convenient and fun way to make trips downtown, CAT Bike Share will allow you to check out a bike when you need one and return it to us when you're finished. We will be installing 2 stations with access to 18 bikes, one at the Joe Murray Rivers Transit Center and one at Ellis Square. Look for the CAT bike stations coming soon.
Did you know that CAT now travels to the Amtrak station? It's true. There are 3 time stops that coordinate with the arrival of trains into Savannah. Now transit passengers have an easy and economical option to travel into the downtown historic district. And finally, we're all very excited about the momentum of the 100X Airport Express, which is an express bus that carries passengers to the Savannah Airport. Since it began its first trip 2 weeks ago, we've seen an average of approximately 30 to 40 passengers each day, and the comments from the passengers using it have been very positive. We're anticipating even greater growth on this route. We'll keep you posted about this and other exciting new changes in store for your public transportation system. Until next time, I'm Patricia Hawkins, and as always, thank you for catching a cat.
And finally on City Span, we all know that biking is healthy, But did you know it can prolong a person's life by as much as 2 years? It also cuts down on traffic congestion and air pollution, and can even save us all money in fuel costs, wear and tear on infrastructure, and reduce accidents. That's why Savannah officials and biking activists have been working hard to turn biking into a viable transportation alternative for our area, and their efforts are finally paying off.
It's been a long time coming, but in October, Savannah was officially recognized as a bicycle-friendly community by the League of American Bicyclists. And while to some it may seem like much ado, city and biking officials say it's proof positive that biking is becoming a viable alternative in city transportation, one that improves the quality of life for all citizens.
And I think it sets the stage for our continued development and additional improvements. We know that bicycling and bicycling-friendly communities yield all sorts of benefits. I mean, studies across the nation show that, increasing bicycling improves, has a great effect on public health, public safety, economic vitality, tourism. So there are a lot of really great benefits we can capture.
Savannah becomes one of 291 cities across the country to receive the designation, and one of only 5 cities in Georgia, Tybee Island among them. Cities are judged according to accomplishments in bicycle infrastructure, awareness, and programming. In Savannah, the Washington Avenue and Price Street bike lanes figure prominently, as well as biking improvements such as the planned downtown bike share program.
The bike share program with Chatham Metro Transit is a bike rental program that will be housed at the new transit center on Oglethorpe and also at Ellis Square. So anyone, residents, visitors, tourists, whoever comes to town will be able to rent a bike either from the transit station or Ellis Square to tour or ride around the city.
The League of American Bicyclists was founded in 1880 and is based in Washington, D.C. It was a leading advocate for the improvement of roads and highways in the United States long before the arrival of the automobile.
Do you bike, Margaret?
I own a bike, Brad.
When's the last time you pulled that thing out?
It has dust on it.
I hear you. I enjoy biking personally, except for the summer.
And I live on the south side, so using it to bike for transportation is something we're working on.
Yeah, we'll get there someday, but it might be a few years before we get you downtown on your bike.
Yes, but I do ride on the south side at our many beautiful parks.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's going to do it for this edition of City Span.
Don't forget, for the latest news and information about the City of Savannah, keep it tuned to SGTV, visit our website, savannahga.gov, or follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
Until next time, I'm Margaret Williams.
And I'm Brett Bell.
Thanks for watching, and thanks for making Savannah your home.